Hi guys, let's make this two-piece mermaid skirt with tail together. So the full length I'm working with is 57 inches, and the half length is 16 inches. So I'll be placing the tape on the half length to get the 57 inches. So I'll mark this 57 inches. This is the 57. I'll be adding it 5 inches allowance so that it will flow. So you can start marking from the 16 inches, which is the half length, but here I'm placing the tape on the starting point. I'm marking out the hip line. The hip line I'm working with is 8 inches. Here is the starting point place. Then the next is the new line. So the person's new line minus 2 inches, or you can minus 3 inches, but here I'm making use of 18. The person's normal new line is 20. I minus it 2 inches, which is 18. So I'll go ahead and roll the lines. This is hip line and the new line. I'll go ahead and label it. Here is the starting point, the waistline, hip, the new line, and the full length. I'll be inserting the waist measurement divided by 4. The person's waist measurement divided by 4. Then plus 2 inches allowance. On the hip line, I'll place the person's hip divided by 4 plus 2 inches allowance. Then on the new line, I'll be minusing the person's hip by 5. I'll minus it 5, then divide it by 4. If you're working with hip 39, you minus it 5 and divide it by 4. If the person has body, you minus it 4. So I place the measurement. I'll be inserting the same new measurement on the full length. I'll go ahead and join the lines. I'll be making use of curve ruler. You can make use of freehand also. So here I'll be straightening the measurement to meet the full length. The same measurement that is on a nail is the same as the full length. So I'll go ahead and blend the sharp area. So for those that like putting dots, you measure your nipple to nipple, then you come down by 6 inches. Then minus half inch on the both side. So that is it for the front. I'll go ahead and cut it out. So for the back is the same thing with the front, just that you'll be adding zip allowance. On the waistline, you add 1 inch on the waistline. On the hip line, you add 1.5 inch. Here you will not be adding any. So I went ahead and ruled the line because I'll be working with the line on the back side. So from the hip line, you go down by 5 inches. This is where the boot will be accommodating. This is what will be accommodating the both side. So I'll be joining the line. From hip, make sure that the line stop at that 5 inches. Just watch as I'm doing it. So from that 5 inches down will be the same thing. So for the front pattern, from the new to the full length, I'll be dividing it into two. So you measure that and divide it into two. First of all, I'll be marking the lines. Next, I will join the lines, then after joining the line, I will go ahead and slash it. I'll slash it this way. You stop at the new. So you are slashing the side, not the center front, but the side. Just watch carefully, you understand what I mean. For the front pattern, you are slashing only the side. Then you can go ahead and spread it as much as you want, depending on the quantity of the material. So for the back, I've gone ahead and marked the middle of the pattern, that is from new to full length. Divide it into two and mark the same thing that we did on the front. You slash it into two and stop at the new. But for the back pattern, you are slashing the two, both the center front and the side, center back, sorry, and the side back. You spread it as much as you want. So for the tail, I'll be adding this extra piece for the tail. Here I'll be marking the edge of the full normal length. So you are adding the tail on the zipper side, or the zip side, the back zip side. You are adding the tail on the zip side. Let me go ahead and mark 1 inch for the zip, 1 inch allowance throughout for the zip. So this is how I spread it. I'll go ahead and cut it out. This is the front. So for the net that is by the side, you measure your side piece, whatever the side piece give you. I'll use this to illustrate the net side. You fold it this way and measure exactly that inches that is on the side pattern.